So hello everyone, I'm gonna do lab 1 step by step. Starting step 1, what we're trying to do in here is to generate contour maps for the area, your study area, using a topography map. Over here we're using the DEM, digital elevation model data, which are raster data file from USGS. USGS stands for United States Geological Survey, and these DEM data are raster files, and our ancillary data is for our area. It's going to be the boundary file for each state and county inside the state. So the Group 1 project here is located like in Mount Olive Township in New Jersey. So I'm going to open that file here. So first you need to launch in your ArcMap. Then go to the, once you have launched that, go to the Add Data. And first of all, make sure that you connect to the folder that your datasets are there. So I'm going to connect there. It's in my Dropbox. I'm going to go to that folder, connect there. Under that, my Dropbox folder is going to be here. Okay, now I'm going to go to the dataset and open it. You can find the dataset in your the Dropbox folder I shared with you, the data for lab 1. So here is the vector file I'm going to open in the step 1, which is the boundary file. There are, if you see, there are different data layers saved in this one. I'm going to open the GU minor civil divisions, government units. So click on add. This is going to show up. You can show what you see here is just a bunch of polygons. If you click on this identify button, it's going to show you the information about that pixel, which is going to be that object and that feature or that polygon. Do you see here this polygon that I chose? It's, where is it? Stillwater. That's the name of the town. This one is Rockaway. So, and then that one, the next one is Jefferson. What I'm looking for is Mount Olive. I'm going to look for it by right-clicking on my Dropbox, my data layer, which is a vector file, and then go to Properties or Open Attribute Table. Okay, both of them work. And then select what you want to select by attribute. Go select by attribute. Say these are different layers: width, shape, area, data section, area, and square kilometers, and so on. The column that I'm looking for is minor CIVNA national name. So I'm just going to double click on that, put it equal to the name of the town. So I'm going to add in the get unique values. So it's going to show me everything in that column. So the name of the town is Mount Olive. I'm going to just type in, scroll up, Mount Olive. I found it, double click. So I have minor CIVNA equals Mount Olive. Apply. So that's selected now. Do you see? And I can export that. I'm not interested in the other layers in this map. So I'm going to go to data, export that data, and selected feature, and I can give it a name Mount Olive. Dot shape, of course, right? It's going to be a shape file. Do you want to add it to your file? Yes. Once I have that, I'm going to close any other file and then zoom into this layer. Zoom to this layer. So this is the extent of my town. This is what I'm looking for. I'm going to study over here and generate topography map just over this town. Now in step 2, we're going to download that data sets are given to you. You don't need to download it. Just I'm going to add it. So I'm going to go to add data. and then go to the topography data that I have, USGS National Elevation Data 13 stands for the resolution, which is 1/3 of arc-second, means it's about one degree is about 110 kilometers. This is second, 1/3 of a second, which is about gonna be about 10 meters resolution. Then 41 west, you can I actually find out what grid you should download. Over here in down, I see it's 74.85 west and 40.9 north. So this is the coordinates of upper left corner of my grid. So north 42 should be what I'm looking for, and west 75. I'm sorry, north 41 and west 75. Then I'm gonna try to add it. When I add, there are three different layers. Look into the .flt one, which is your raster data. Add it. So it's gonna show up underneath my Mount Olive. You see, that's topography data. You see all the elevation changes and so on. You can show this with different colors too. I'm gonna show it, but right after we click and clip it. I'm gonna skip parts 3 and 4 here, which are importing DEM and the mosaic and get the DEMs, because we're just using one grid. If it was not one grid was not enough, you had to do that part. So I'm going to go to the step 5, which is clipping DEMs to depict the project boundary. So I'm going to clip that. To do that, you have to activate your Arc Toolbox, which is in here, Arc Toolbox. But before, make sure that your extensions are activated. 3D Analyst and Special Analyst, check those, close OK, and then before doing anything, go to the geoprocessing options and uncheck this background processing, so that way you don't get error. Then again, start your Arc Toolbox, go to, you see the tools that we have here, inside the data management tools, click in here to the raster, because that's raster image, this is raster file, and then I'm trying to clip it. So I'm going to go to raster processing, clip. I'm going to clip it, click on input raster, your DEM float grid, and then your output extent is your Mount Olive, it's this one. And make sure to check this box, which is going to use your boundary of geometry of your shapefile to clip it. If you don't uncheck it, this is going to be the west, east, four corners of your grid. So give it a name. Make sure that you point into your flash drive. Mount Olive, DEM or topography, topo. And it's raster data, so that's nice. Say OK. I think I'm not allowed to use slash. So once it's done, it's gonna create. I'm gonna just uncheck the old one and then see what's the new one. See the way it shows the top layers are gonna be on top. So I unchecked. I'm not showing the first one, Mount Olive's topography. That's the DEM. It's cool, right? So what I'm going to do right now is, rather than showing this in grayscale with minimum equal to 157 and maximum to 382, show it with the color tab. So color scale. Go to your again, right click on your data layer, properties, and then symbology. Go to the classified and classified it. Determine how many classes you want to show. The higher it is, the better the range is gonna be, right? And then in your color ramp, for topography, this is normal to use. Green for low ones and then red for the high elevation points. Apply. This is gonna show up. So basically what it means, these are high elevation areas. This is pretty much flat, and then in the middle, and then greens Okay, so step 6 was optional to smooth the DEM. I'm going to skip that part and go to the step 7, which is to create contours for this topography map. Before doing that, I want to show you, first of all, to understand what is this. This raster file is a topography file, and then on any pixel that I point in, it shows the pixel value shows the elevation in meters. So over here is 286 meters. And here it's 334 meters. Over there is 194 meters, 367 meters. Okay. When I want to try create these contours, and usually over here in United States we use the contours in feet, not in meters, I need to use a conversion factor. And that is from meters to feet. 1 meter is about 3.28 feet. So I have to do that before changing my units, okay? Now I'm gonna go to start doing the contours, generating contours. That's done by Arc Toolbox Special Analysis Tools. So I'm gonna go there, and then under surface, this is because it's a surface and surface map. I'm gonna click on the contour, and I'm gonna give the input raster, which is our Mount Olive topo, not the original one, but the one that we clipped into. So it's smaller and it will take a shorter time. I output polyline features, give it a name. Again, I'm going to point into the flash drive. I'm going to write Mount Olive vector or Mount Olive contours. Okay, just give it a name, save it. What are the contour intervals? So you can give it either equal to 5 feet or every 25 feet. But I do it at every 5 feet and then put them as my minor contours and 25 feet for my major contours. So that's that basic contour. You can start base as equal to 0, or our minimum here is 157. I could put 150, doesn't matter, that's optional. The Z factor is optional. If you put in here 1, your contours are going to be in meters. If you put in the conversion factor, it's going to be in feet. So 3.2808. Just going to click on OK. Now this is my generated topography, contour. When I click on this contour line, it's a line. You see in your data layer, it's shown with line. This is a vector file, just like your topography file, it's a vector file. The DEM is a raster one. So I'm gonna, okay, when I click on any contour that shows the elevation there, you see contour is 925. This is 925 feet, because elevation right underneath this is in raster one is about 281 meters. If you multiply by 3.28, that's gonna be in feet. Okay, so what we did, create contours. Now we did convert the Z units from meters to the feet. Now we can go to the step 8 to style and symbolize our major and minor contours. Before doing that, we need to find out a way to separate the majors from minor contours. So I'm going to do the step 8, which is to separate major and minor contours. Before doing that, I have to differentiate them, and then I'm going to do that by right-clicking on my data layer, properties, and then this is just to label it. First I have to differentiate them by just select on open attribute tables and then select by attribute. Say type this command there, mod of my contour layer by 25 equals 0. That means if my contour divided by 25, the remainder is equal to 0, that's a major contour. If the remainder is not 0, it's a minor contour. When I hit apply, hit apply, and then now you see the major contours are highlighted and selected. I want to kind of label them differently. So here I'm going to create a new in a new column here to show that these are major contours and separate them from minor ones. To do that, I'm going to go to here under the table, click on the add field. I'm adding a column, and I'm going to call it major or minor. So major, short integer, whatever you choose, it's fine. I'm going to use float, and that is okay. By default, everything has a value of 0. Some of you might see null, doesn't matter. So just leave it there. Then I'm going to click on this new field that we created, new column. Right click in there and then click on field calculator. Say okay, yes. And then I'm going to calculate this. Say put everything in major equal to 1. Everything in major that is highlighted or selected equal to 1. So you see these are 1, and then the rest that are unselected are going to have a value of 0. So now I have them selected or separated somehow. Now I want to, the way they are shown is different. I can clear my selection, but so everything has the same color. But now the way I label them will be different. Again, right click on my data layer, properties, go to labels, label features in this layer, okay, and label all the features in the same way. And then what is the label field we want to do? The contour. Alright, that's that. And then apply. It's gonna add labeling. We can do the placement properties and say rather than above the line, just write the text on the line, not above. Okay, do that and then apply. So it's gonna type in, you see that it's gonna type in the topography in there, contours. You can change the size of your text and the color and even text symbol in here. Change it. I'm gonna change it. This is okay. This next thing that I want to show is in the display. The way I label them would be different, just like topography maps. To do that, I'm going to go to, I'm sorry, not here. Symbology. Go and then say symbol, categorize it. Okay, unique values. To which field? The field that we just created, major. And then I'm going to add all the values from that layer. They're either 0 or 1, right? So I'm going to change the way it shows. The color, symbol, and everything for 0 is going to be shown with width of 1, and the color to be gray color. Okay. And for my major units that are shown with 1, I'm going to show them with black and then with width of 2. So click OK, apply. So you see these are the major and minors are all separated. And then I have the labels too, right? Do I have the labels in here? It is one by one. But if it disappeared, no, it is there, but it's tiny. I can change the label size here, make it larger a little bit. Make it 14, apply. Yeah, so this one is better. And then say OK. So that this is the step 10, the last step. I'm gonna just go to the view, zoom to this layer, zoom in a little bit more. I can zoom in, plus, and then put in a title for that and everything. Insert title. Let's say topography map of Mount Olive. So Then I'm gonna insert also the text if you want to, the legends, north arrow. Yeah, I'm gonna click in here, north arrow, make it larger, bring in my upper left corner, right corner. Also insert in the scale bar with the text. This is good because it has the in miles, the scales in miles and everything. Oops, let me just select it again, insert it again, scale bar and the text. Okay, move it in here. It's because I changed the size. Okay, so that's that. What else? I can make this one better. I can insert also the legends, shows the colors of my topography or the contours. So now remove that. Just leave one layer here. That's the legend, and then the size is gonna be 15, and border and whatever I want. I'm gonna make it. Just gonna leave these as they are. This shows only the major and minor ones, right? Just gonna add in legends again. Right click, insert,